Hello, dear friends. Monday, March 24th, 2025. Long time no see. How you doing? Wanted to give a quick update for you. I just received this book yesterday. It is called The People's Emergency Act by Tom Marazzo, and the subtitle is Freedom Convoy 2022. I attended the Freedom Convoy 2022 and have a lot of memories and it had a big impact on my heart and soul and mind. Um, and so I was drawn to this book available on Amazon. Great book so far. I'm on chapter 3. I'm on page 69. It's a 270-page book. It's a very easy read. The font is excellent. It's very well formatted, and I'm looking forward to getting through this and giving you an update on it. This gentleman, Tom Marazzo, studied military strategy. He was in the military, the Canadian military, and he has really high credentials. I believe he also studied to get an MBA and some other postgraduate studies that he's taken. A very sharp guy, and never met the guy, but he is also involved with the Ontario Party as the president of the Ontario Party, or one of the leaders. I'm not sure his exact title, together with Derek Sloan and Randy Hillier. So I'm looking forward to digging into this, and I will give you an update on it. And I just wanted to share quickly something that jumped out at me from the introduction. The introduction talks about him during the early stages of this whole situation that we know from 2021, 2022. And he sent out an email. He was working as an instructor. He's also studied computer science, so he was teaching after he finished his computer science studies, the software studies, what have you. And he sent out an email to his leadership of the college where he was at, and was hoping that he could gain some traction with what he felt was injustice that was going on. And I can really resonate with this, and I'll tell you why in a second. But he sent out this email. I think he sent it out to around 250 people, and the responses that came back: take me off your email list, take me off your email list. The people were closed. They had closed down their mind, their soul, their awareness, their perception of what was going on. They shut it out. They didn't want to hear about it. They had fallen into the trap of mass formation psychosis, as talked about in that gentleman's book, and they were just either not ready for it or unwilling, or they were blind to it. And so he was quite taken aback and shocked by the response that he got. People just said, no, close their ears, don't want to hear about it. And Tom Marazzo was in the right. He knew that something was not on the up and up. He knew that something was not being straightforward. To whatever degree that was, it doesn't really matter. The point was that he was saying, look, there's something not right here. There's something that not adding up. I want to bring it to your attention that these are the rules that are being broken. The rules that relate to the individual and rights and freedoms of Canadians and all the citizens of the world, for that matter. And he pointed out specifically each situation of these rules that were being broken, from the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms to the Nuremberg Code, to you name it. He went through the whole list and sent that out with trepidation, but with boldness and courage, that he was standing for something that he felt was important and true and right. And of course, within a very short period of time, he ended up getting fired from his position as a teacher with this college because of that. Because they wanted to censor him, to shut down his opinion, and even though he was in the right, history has proven him to be in the right, and this is somebody that you want to support and connect with, people that are fighting for truth and justice in the world that we're in today. Because the world that we're in today is a world that wants to put a blanket of deception over the populace. It wants to put a blanket of their own version of reality, when you know deep in your heart that it's not the same. Now, the reason it resonated with me so much is that I had a similar experience where I was running as a candidate, and a couple of political parties in my province were saying they wanted to increase the number of safe injection sites. And this is something that I think that there are better solutions than increasing the number of safe injection sites. I think if we try and stem the tide of supply at the source, you're much better. You're going to have much better results than proliferating and expanding on something which is proven to decimate areas of a town, increase homelessness, increase crime, cause the increase in hopelessness and addiction, when that is something that they were trying to help, right? And I sent out an email myself to a group of Christian people, and saying that, the Ontario Party wants to be sympathetic to these people. We want to reach out and help people that are homeless, help people that are in drug addiction through different programs. But we feel that the idea of increasing the number of these basically free drug sites is not the answer. And so I was trying to make my case for that. And I was hoping to get any kind of a positive encouragement from that group of people. It wasn't 250 people, it was only around 50 people, and there were some people in the group that I knew that wouldn't be interested, but one after the other, take me off your email list, take me off your email list. And a few of them were like, how dare you, contact us with a political viewpoint, and reaching out to Christians with a political viewpoint. And that's why his experience resonated with mine, and that I have been kicked out of the Christian community, if you want to call it that, because of my beliefs in fighting for truth and righteousness, when the bulk of the Christian community in my region has adopted the woke agenda, the progressive, liberal, empathetic, suicidal agenda, and they're going wholeheartedly in that direction. And I don't believe that is the best direction to go in. So that really jumped out at me, this part in the introduction. And also, it was curious because I was listening to a very famous, well-known Canadian intellectual recently, and he made this quote. I'm not going to mention his name, but if you know who I'm talking about, you can leave a comment see if you can guess who said this. He said, "A man who respects himself never stays where he is not valued." Now, it's funny because he was doing a talk on relationships, but I believe that this quote also applies to anybody involved in a hierarchical organization, whether it's a school, a corporate job, a government job, or even in a church situation, whether you're in a community support group, a church fellowship group. It is a powerful statement that applies to many different areas, not just relationships. It says, a man who respects himself never stays where he is not valued, A man who respects himself never stays where he is not valued. And this is what happened to Tom Marazzo. They didn't value his search for the truth, his standing up for the truth. In fact, they hated it. And he puts him in very good company with somebody we all know who stood up for the truth and was despised for it. And this person who made this quote also suffered persecution because he wanted to stand up for the truth and righteousness and valid ideas that are based on logic, truth, and righteousness that have stood the test of time and are being attacked from all directions in our society today in many different ways that I don't need to get into at this time. However, this is a type of what Carl Jung might call synchronicity, where these different ideas came together at the same time. I may even go to stretch as far as to call it a form of quantum entanglement, which I'm going to be doing a series of videos on in the very near future. However, this is something to keep in mind. If you're going to stand up for truth and righteousness wherever you are, in whatever circumstances you are, you will face opposition. But greater is the truth that is in you. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The world wants to adopt a mirage. It wants to adopt deception. It wants to adopt wickedness. This is what the world wants. This is what the world is striving towards. Corruption, decadence, sinfulness, wickedness, lies, thievings, all these things that the world strives after. So if you want to stand up for truth, you are standing on the side of strength. You are standing up for a greater spiritual reality. You're standing up for a myriad of angels that are watching your every move. You are standing up for the righteous that have gone before you and are watching from the heavenly realms and encouraging you to stand up for truth. Do not fear, because there are many on your side that are standing up for righteousness and truth. You have to seek them out, and you will find them, and they will find you. Because you will find this resonance, and you will say, yes, this is the person that is speaking truth. What does a person look like that is inviting the Spirit of God to possess them more and more every day, every day, every day? You will find those people. Those will be the people that are standing up for truth. Those are the people that are fearless in the face of unfounded persecution. People like Tom Marazzo. So, oops, that's the back of the book. So anyway, like I said, I've only just got started through it. I don't want to go too long. I've already gone too long. And we'll give you an update on how that book is going. And I hope that you're doing well wherever you are. God bless you. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments for me, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And if you can guess who made that comment, a famous Canadian intellectual said, "A man who respects himself never stays where he is not valued. A woman who respects herself never stays where she is not valued. A person who respects themselves never stays where they're not valued." I tried to make it a little more inclusive. Thanks a lot for watching. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.